And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another edition here of the LATAM League, Latino American League Semifinals. Here we go. This has been an event that's been running all month through the group stage, through the playoffs, through the quarterfinals, and now we're here with the semifinals. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is, of course, it has been stacked as we are progressing through it. Of course, last week we had the quarterfinals. It was broadcasted here live on the channel, but it was previously, before that, throughout the course of May, where we did have the group stage. Now, we were not able to cover the group stage ourselves. At the time, we were busy covering EWC and the Esports World Cup qualifiers, but we were here for the playoffs. So the quarterfinals, now for the semis, and of course, the grand finals thereafter. Let's go, baby, let's go. As we can switch things over and catch up on the bracket itself. From the top here, we have our top 8 players. And again, yo, the quarterfinals were a lot of fun. I recommend it. Again, last week's VODs, check it out on YouTube. They are all there, and it was a blast, 100%. Especially the final 2 series, like Sagan versus Luciano and Password versus Ducklings were crazy. There's some crazy TVPs. But from the top, we had Mute. Mute took down Darko Name 2-0. We had EON taking down Davito 2-0. We had Sagan taking down Luciano 2-1, went to the ace match, and of course, Ducklings took down Password 2-1 as well. Also went to the ace match. And again, those final 2 matches were insane and intense, and even the initial half of the broadcast is a lot of fun as well, so I do recommend the VODs. Meanwhile, we have our top 4. We have los semifinales, papi. Here we go. We have Mute versus EON and Sagan versus Ducklings. Vetoes are done, and we are jumping to game number 1. Let's go. Let us go. When it comes to the matches themselves, of course, it's going to be best of 5 here, and of course, a shout out to those working behind the scenes. Shout out to Enki, El Hermoso, Papi El Hermoso. Shout out to Enki. Shout out to, of course, Invitational Esports, as they are sponsoring the event. Shout out to Crown for organizing, adminning, and running the event himself. Crown, el Chilean player, of course. And of course, shout out to our players for taking part, for competing, and we're here to determine our top 2, our finalists of the tournament of the LATAM League. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the Peruvian Protoss. It representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Mute. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player, the purple Zerg representing Team License to Kill, LTK. It is EON. And if you're out there, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. On who you think will claim the series, on who you believe will advance on to the finals. As a reminder as well, today is only the semis, only the semifinals. Next week will be the grand finals. Oh boy. Here we go. As we settle into this, of course, when it comes to the players themselves, Mute is going to be the heavy favorite. Mute, I would say, is currently considered one of the best players in all of Latino America, at least the best Protoss. I want to maybe go that far, I say maybe because I still have a hard time placing him against Master, for example, but for the most part, at least top 2, possibly number 1 Protoss in Latino America. He's very sturdy, he's very solid, he's very much so a little bit more standard in his play is what I will say. So I'm mainly going to be looking at his opponent to shake things up. And EON, he is a very aggressive and very unique player. He can be very cheesy at times. He does have a lot of all-ins, a lot of unique builds, and I do know that he has been cooking in preparation for this series. So it's going to come down to the scouting of Mute, going to come down to the scouting, going to come down to his vision, going to come down to his map control, map awareness. Likewise, it's going to come down to EON and the execution of his builds to see if he can bring Mute down. So, alright, on our players here, we'll see what they bring to the table. Mute, he is one to typically play pretty defensive and then head into Sky Toss if at all possible, but we'll keep an eye on him as well. I'm not saying that it's outside of the realm of possibility for him to open up Twilight Council into Glaive Adepts, for example. Based on the pylon location, it's further back in the main, which means we could try to preserve the tech and keep it hidden. There it is, Stargate opener out of Mute. Does open Stargate. Behind this, EON settling in as well. Hatch gas full, standard open out of EON so far. And welcome to Ultra Love. Welcome to Ultra Love. Ultra Love is known for all-ins. Ultra Love has a short rush distance by ground. And again, the bases are a little bit more exposed as well, especially in between the natural and the third. So we do see a lot of all-ins on this map, both ways. We see a lot of Protoss all-ins, we see a lot of Zerg all-ins as well. All-ins are very common on this map, so that is kind of what we're leaning towards here, referring to 2-base all-ins or even 3-base all-ins. If not, of course, we'll point it out. If our players do decide to drone and macro up and get in towards a later game state, then we'll of course take note of that. But now Stargate open into the Oracle, everything's looking normal. This could be Oracle into a second Oracle, into a third, or we could even go for a Void Ray follow-up to try to hunt down Vision, hunt down Overlords, and deny scouting. We go. Also, I knew I forgot one thing. Okay, I get it going after this. Yeah, I'll try to remember. Try to remember. For now, though, the initial Oracle is moving out. Basically, Logos mod. I'll have to input the Logos mod for this event. After this game, I'll be all over it. But the Oracle does poke in. Does dip in between the bases. And so far getting one drone, nothing major so far. Again, EON's still just droning, still just saturating. It's still on mute to confirm that, and to confirm a saturation, to confirm gases as well. Any fast layer timings, any fast roach horn, any fast baneling nest. Again, the pressure's on mute to scout for this. Ooh, behind this, going for a third base, going for the linear third, a little bit further away, and further away from his opponent, I should say. And behind this, going for the Forge, going for the Twilight Council, going into +1, and I would imagine Blink. So again, so far everything looking as it should. Ooh, Queen's still kind of position. 2 drones do go down. I believe that's 3 in total. Yep, 3 drone kills so far. Nothing major, but damage nonetheless. It's slowly adding up over time. To have a safety roach horn here from the side of EON. Gases are being taken. Likewise, we're waiting for the tech of choice here, and the upgrade of choice from Mute going into, I would imagine, Blink. As the Twilight Council is ready. Have the resources for it. There we go. Blink is on the way alongside +1. We have a couple of gates on the horizon as well, so we have a 4-gate setup here from Mute, at least 4 so far. Now it is possible that Mute could cut he could cut gases, and then throw down 4 more gateways, or at least 3 more gateways, and go for a 3-base all-in and go across the map with Mass Wing Stalker. But this looks pretty standard. Like, there's no gateway explosion here. So far, we're still making probes. Everything's looking normal from Mute. And he's taking. There we go. He is taking. So it's going to be +1 and Blink into not Colossus, into Storm. So Storm is on the horizon. Likewise, Revelation into the main. Revelation does get eyes on the 1-1 upgrades. Oh, did I not turn on predictions? There we go. my apologies, But I just assumed I did. But yes, predictions they are open, so you can place your bets. Again, that's for the full best of 5. Bear that in mind. Meanwhile, we do have. Ooh, we're going to be taking up a little bit further here, getting to 1-1 upgrades. I mean, EON so far playing standard, playing straight up. Let's go. I will say that EON's 4th base is late. It's a late 4th base for EON, so Larva is going to be a little bit more limited. His economy is going to be a little bit more limited as well. So the 4th base is a concern, definitely, with how late it is. Meanwhile, Mute's still just building up. He is setting up very defensively, by the way. We have a wall of stasis traps here at the 3rd. 3 stasis traps at the 3rd base. Likewise, a stasis trap here at the natural as well. A lot of stasis. Okay. Zerkles is still kind of looking for a way in. And I'm not gonna lie, especially coming into game one, like I'm a little bit shocked by how passive we're being. I mean, I say how passive, Mute is being hyper defensive. I spoke earlier how late the 4th base is for EON, and it is late. Likewise, at this point, the 4th base for Mute is also late. It's a little bit more understandable, like Mute is being hyper defensive. I would say overly defensive, and this is hurting him. Like the lack of 4th base here for Mute is definitely gonna be slowing him down. So EON is getting away with a late 4th because, I mean, Mute's is still on 2 bases, sorry, it's still on 3 bases. Hydras, they start to step forward and catch out the Adept. Storms are amassing here for Mute. Now EON, he's getting his 4th base up and running, and we are setting up. So as you can see here, EON's not joining. EON, he got workers at 3 base saturation, so this is going to be a 3 base all-in. He's maxing out on purely Ling, Roach, Hydra, limited Ravagers, and no saturation. This is still hurting him though. Like the lack of 4th base means that he has limited Larva, otherwise he could max out faster. So limited Larva here. But the max out is coming. 4th base down the way for Mute. Mute, he does expose himself. Yeah, Hydra's more out in the open. Sorry, I meant to say the High Templar. Drop into the main. Mute out of position. Army does dive in. Wow, doesn't quite connect. Main army has to back off for EON, but the drop does come in. Yeah, he's going for the mineral line. Does force a recall. There's that recall. Oh, the Zealots, they will trade well against this. Yeah, Zealots, they get on top of the army at the same time. Mass Storm. Oof, and EON, he did get a mineral line, but he's trading out army. Nice target practice on the High Templar, though. Does focus on the High Templar, gets the Archon as well. Decent pickoffs here, and we have to remax. EON, he has to remax as quickly as possible. Oh no, stasis trap's going to be going up. Again, there's still multiple stasis. Oof, connecting once again. Nice biles, but just the one bile. Oof, that was a brutal storm. Yeah, that was a brutal storm, and likewise trying to rally in. Does deny the warp in, whew, just in time. But he's running out of army. He's running out of army. Again, he needs his reinforcements. EON, he has a bank, but where are the injects? Where's the larva? Yeah, lack of injects is slowing him down. He has to spend his money. Again, he has the money to spend. Did he skip link speed? Ooh, didn't skip link speed. But where are the Zerglings? Again, we have 1,300 minerals back. We need something. And with that, Mute holds. Mute, he holds on. Ooh, that's still going to be a lot of Overlords going to be going down. Oof, this will supply block. It's a lot of dead Overlords. Say will supply block. Barely not. Barely not. That will slow EON down. And again, EON's still struggling to spend his money here. Like, Lings, they have their place. Like, they do a great job against Stalkers, against Immortals, and collapsing on top of High Templar as well. There's a reason why Ling Hydra all-ins do exist. But this is just a really gas-intensive army here because it's not just Hydra Ling, it's Hydra Roach. Now we're taking up in towards Lurkers, and I don't think the damage was enough. Yeah, Mute is ahead. Mute, he has a better economy. Mute did not sustain enough damage. And EON is in a rough place. Unfortunately, like, again, he was all in. He had to break an expansion, and he didn't get anything. Didn't get the main, didn't get the 4th, didn't get the natural or the 3rd. Everything just stood strong. And EON is in a rough position here. Now, if Mute is passive, right, like, Mute has been pretty defensive so far. And if he stays at home, and if he continues to stay at home, then EON can take up into Lurkers. And if he can get into Lurker tech, then he can scale into a longer game. But right now, there's a big window where he's vulnerable. And we're pushing. I was gonna say, there's a big window here where EON will just die if Mute pushes. EON, he has to counterattack, so I do like this. And he's forcing me back home. Again, he's buying time. It's all about buying time. And, oh, he does deny the warp, the recall. Does deny the recall, takes down the expansion. He has to get out of here. He has to leave. He has to get out. No, the High Templar coming in. The storms are going to be available. Oh, and the storms, they will connect. Oof. Yeah, brutal storms. Hydras are falling. At the same time, Zelarumbai takes down a mineral line. And again, EON, he has to escape. He has to leave with whatever he can. Oh no. He's getting caught out. And he will lose his entire army. And he will lose his expansions. Again, buying time was good, but he wasn't able to force back the army. Zealots kept pushing. And behind this, EON, he has no Lurkers. If there were a handful of Lurkers, then he could hold on, but there are no Lurkers. With that, Zelse busts into the natural. Storms on the Hydras. And with that, Mute has done it. He has overwhelmed. He's busting into the natural, the third and the fourth. With reinforcements, looks like the Immortals are going down. So EON, he's barely holding on. But there's no kind of longevity here for EON. There's no way out of this outside of trying to commit to an all-in. No, he turns back around, races back home. The Zealots are a big distraction. Very successful distraction, I should say. Yeah, and Mute has plenty back at home. Again, EON, he just had a late 4th base, limited lava, was missing some injects. When it came to the all-in, honestly, there was a lot of potential with it, but as we were pointing out, it's like we were just missing injects, missing lava, and EON had a really hard time reinforcing the all-in. To the point where he was banking up almost 2,000 minerals. If he had been able to spend all that money, I think he might have been able to break Mute. At least break an expansion, like kill the 4th base, and from there would have been in a better position. From here, EON, he is now morphing in lurkers. The problem being, though, is that, God, I mean, he did reset the immortal counts. That's a lot of storms, though. With enough storms, Mute, he may not care about lurkers. He may just push in. We'll see. Meanwhile, Prism into the main, Zealot run by towards the 3rd base, and the main army towards the center. The lurkers are somewhat keeping up. Here come the Zealots. Zealots are moving in. They will catch out a portion of the army. Likewise, Prism into the main. Yeah, and unfortunately, EON, he just doesn't have enough supply here. 15 drones going down, warping into the main base, army towards left-hand side. And the supply just is not there for EON. It's not there, Pappy. It's not there. Oof. He's pulled apart. Oh, God. Another storm going up. Takes down the expansion. And with that, I mean, he will clean up all these Immortals at least, true, but in the main base, losing 54 drones, more Zealots coming in. Again, Zealots are just tearing EON apart. Zealots, they're just so difficult to deal with if you're at that, if you're on the back foot, right? If you're down in supply, if you are lacking map control, it just can be so difficult here. Zealots are finally being cleaned up. EON, he's down to 17 drones. Again, he's down to a 1 base or less than a 1 base economy at this point. And now it all comes down to this counter-attack. Now, back at it, what is it to defend? There are a lot of High Templar, but there's only 1 storm. Storms are lacking, so with only there being 1 storm, we can still pull this off. Can we stop the Observer? Oh, Observer goes down. Oh, God, the storms are brutal, though. Yeah, brutal storms. As more storms are becoming available. Now, currently, there is no detection, so there's two lunkers. 2 lunkers, Pappy. Let's go. Nice kiting. Those 2 lurkers are putting in a lot of work. Okay. Now, going to be heading in towards the natural. Takes down the immortal. Ooh, oh, God, the story. Oh, God. Never mind. Storms pop up, and with that, that's going to be the death of the army. That is all we had left. GG gets called, and Mute, he will take game number 1. GG, well played. Mute does take a lead in the series. Again, it all came down to the initial all-in from EON, the 3-base all-in, where he cut workers on 3 bases, but again, his 4th base was very, very late. Lava was limited, I had a hard time producing, the macro was slipping there towards the end, and with that, GG. GG, well played. All-in did fail, Mute did overwhelm, and now we're going to be jumping into game number 2. Let's go. As a reminder, this is a best of 5, and we'll see what other builds we have up our sleeves. Let's go. As up next, we're going to be loading into Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the more larger maps in the map pool. Very defensive map as well. I'll be honest, I do favor Mute on a map like this. I do feel like all-ins are more difficult to pull off. Not impossible, but they're more difficult. So Mute is going to have a stronger, or should have a stronger defense, assuming we have a similar kind of dynamic. But we'll see. again, like, there are always possibilities to go into some other quirkier styles, especially on a map like this. This is where, from the side of Zerg, something like Muta play is now more viable, something like Swarm host play as well, or even rushing into tech and rushing into lurkers. Like, there are ways to, okay, like, now that we're on a more defensive map, there are ways to cut corners, be greedy, and try to rush into tech, rush into another form of tech, right? Like Muta, Swarm host, or lurker. Or even Ultra, to be fair. Like, that's technically viable as well. But we'll see. We shall see. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player. We have the Purple Zerg representing Team License to Kill, LTK, down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back. We'll see if we can make a series out of this. It is EON. Not going for that, okay. I was like, is he not going for the gastric? And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Peruvian Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss representing Team Bing Bong Esports. It is a Mute. Oh, I did forget to do the thing. Can I do all I'm in game? I don't think I can. Okay, we'll see if that works. As EON does move out with the drone, here he's in position to block. Oh, he splits! Oh, Chase, is that you? Let's go. Oh my god, EON. Ay, 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 he's going for the proxy hatch in the main. He's pulling a Chase. Oh my god, EON. He's the big AU fan. Now, for those that remember, it was on an ESL Dare Cup where Chase did actually do this. Now, the way this works here is you stack your drones. With the extractor trick, you can stack 2 drones, you move out across the map, and then when you go in between the bases, you split. You split at the moment where the opponent does not see anything, and then you hatchery in the main base. The initial drone was dealt with, so Mute believes he is safe. We know he's anything but. Chase initially did this many years ago. This was back in ESL Open Cup Dare, or ESL Dare Cup. This was an Australian weekly tournament. This was back in 2020 or 2021, and Chase did this against Probe and did defeat Probe. Probe, who was the best player in the region at the time in Oceania, and Chase cheesed him the hell out. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Oh my god, and we are doing it here as well. Now, Chase didn't invent it. I believe Chase, he took it from another player. Was it Rogue who initially did this? Hard to say, but alas, the hatchery is out of range of the gas geyser, standard opener out of Mute, and behind this, EON, the pool is done, Lings are on the way, and we should be making queens in the main, and more Lings as well. Here we go, Ling production has begun, and now he sees a creep. Now Mute knows. Now Mute is aware, let's go! Let us go. Now Mute is aware of what's going on. He sees the creep, Lings are floating across the map, we have a drone as well, we can go for the spine rush. So the drone can come into play. Full wall. Mute goes for the full wall. There we go. Lings, they do slip in. 2 probes going to be going down. Getting 2 workers. And so far, good damage. The wall is under fire. Ooh, the first got us around. Miscontrol. Miscontrol out of EON. He does get surrounded. That should not have happened. That should not have happened. Ay, ay, ay. So a rough start for EON. Now he's down to only 2 Zerglings in the main. The rest of the army is stuck outside. That surround was brutal. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, now he can't deal with this. Likewise, no spine crawlers either. I was curious if this is going to be the spine variation. But the wall is solid, and so far Mute is defending. Mute, he is defending. He's defending well. Yeah, the drone cannot get in. Ideally, I want to say that we wanted to get some drones in the main initially. Just for the spine crawlers. Second Queen has arrived. Second Queen is helping. Shield batteries are on the way. Probes are going down. We have to deny those shield batteries, though. We need to deny. Ooh. Yeah, as again, the wall is still solid here outside. And the longer this goes on, the worse it is for EON. Like, the better it is for Mute. Yeah, Mute's help. Like, Mute, he has 2 shield batteries. He's not making a Void Ray, but now he's in 2 Stalkers. Like, this army's, like, it's huge. Like, 2 Stalkers, 2 Adepts. Like, how do you deal with this? You don't. Like there's nothing to the backwind of this army for EON. He's down to 3 queens. And he is trying to target down 1 adept. I mean, shield batteries are out of energy. Okay. There's a 3rd shield battery. Gets 1 more adept. Gets another. Barely not. Yeah, and Mute holds. Mute, he does hold on. Again, that first round was brutal. EON, he miscontrolled. He lost his first wave of lings. He was unable to get the Spine Crawler up and running. He didn't make any drones in the main. So the build was solid, but the execution here was lackluster. And with that, Mute, he will shut this down. There was so much potential, Matty. So much potential. Ay. And again, I appreciate the build here from EON. It's a very old school build, and it's been years since I've seen it done in pro play. Been a long time. And with that, EON, now he's joining. Now he's joining up. Now he himself like accepts that this has failed. And now EON is miles behind. Miles behind by me. Ay. Again, that first round was so brutal. To lose 6 Zerglings that early. Ugh. It allowed the shield batteries to get up and running. It allows the adept, it allowed the adepts to be able to break through as well. Again, really good reaction out of Mute to just fully wall off. With that EON, it's going to be a very rough road to recovery here. I mean, there is potentially a chance where really he has to rely on Mute making mistakes. Like if he pushes now, for example, like if he pushes now across the map, and if EON masses up lings and gets a surround on the army and cleans this up, then EON can counterattack and deny the 3rd and force a cancel and contain Mute on 2 bases, and then he can drone up and get a 3rd. Like there are ways where you can recover in this game. We do get some lings in the main. Hey, delays blink. Okay. Delays blink, which is nice. But if Mute just stays home, if he just stays defensive, then Mute should run away with this game. I appreciate the build though. Always. Do appreciate it. Blast from the past, man. Blast from the past. This build works even better on maps with a larger main. Like the hatchery got up and running without being scouted, but there are also main bases where you can actually finish the hatchery. Creep will spread from the hatchery and it will still be out of vision. Like that. Like moments like that is even more brutal. That's where you can like get away with it even further and hide it longer as well, and delay your opponent's reaction. From here, EON is going into a lair, so he's rushing into lair tech. I say rushing, it's an 8-minute lair, but it was a shaky start. With this, you can try and go into like Muta play or Hydra play. Like there's potential here. It's potential. Here we go. Mute is pushing. Now he's pushing out without Blink, just because, again, these upgrades were delayed because of the earlier snipe on the pylon. So it was delayed, and here we go. Mute, he's pushing out. He will knock down the 3rd, and there's nothing to. There's just nothing here. there's nothing here. There's some Zerglings, there's some Queens, but the reality is that even without Blink, this army should. We can aim it. I mean, we can aim it. Like there's no Blink required at this point. It's gonna be the cherry on top here, as Mute is pushing towards the natural, setting up station traps just in case. We have the hallucination for high ground vision. Yeah, the boys are being fooled. Drone drilling past the army. Oh, stasis goes off. Oracles activate their Force Beam, and with that, the Lings are just melting. Queens are becoming exposed, blinking on forward, diving on the Queens. GG gets called, and Mute, he will take a 2-0 lead in our semifinals. GG. Whew, GG, well played. But again, a shout out to EON. Again, like, the build itself was solid. The build itself had potential to work. Unfortunately, again, the execution was lacking there when it came to the initial units in the main base, when it came to the follow-up units as well. Like, that's where it all kind of fell apart a little bit. And shout out to Mute for keeping a cool, calm, and collected head. Again, it was really important for Mute to set up the shield batteries in the main and to fully wall off the natural. Very important there. If he had slipped up, then it's definitely possible that EON could have still made that work. Especially if there were less shield batteries in the main base. But again, just a really solid response out of Mute. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into game number 3, potentially the final game of the series. Now, I'm hoping that we get it back and forth. I'm hoping that we get a series out of this, and potentially even the ace match. But the pressure is on EON. Let's go. Pressure is on. And we'll see what he's been cooking for us. Let's go. What's he been cooking? Let's go. And in general, I feel like that's what we've seen so far out of this series. Like, game 1, the 3-base all-in like had a lot of potential to pop off into work. Here in game 2, we had the proxy in the main base, which also had the potential to work as well. Like, the builds have been solid for sure so far in the series. And now we're getting into game number 3. And again, we gotta tighten up. We've got to tighten up to pull this off. To bring down a player like Mute. Here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of late lines, we have the purple Zerg player, the purple Zerg, representing Team License to Kill down in the series, and we'll see if he can bounce back from Costa Rica, representing Team License to Kill. It is EON. The opposite of Neo. Topple. And spawning in the bottom of the corner, we have the Peruvian Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Mute. Again, Mute being the best Protoss player in all of Latino America. Or at least top 2. Again, we'll see how he does handle the 12 pool. Now from here, this could just be a 12 pool into an expansion to a macro game. 12 pools don't have to be all in, but there are all in variations, right? You just go for a 12 pool and you can pull the boys. Go for a 12 pool drone pool, or you can go for a 12 pool expand. There's no expansion. We're not setting up for the expand, so here we go. We have our Lings on the way, and if we don't move a drone down to low ground, then we're just gonna send it and pull the boys. Yeah, and the longer this goes on, the more likely it is that we're just going to pull the boys. Yep, we're going for it. Okay, so EON, he is going to just send it across the map. There we go. The boys are being pulled. It's all or nothing. And Mute back at home. Forge response. Solid response here out of Mute. A Forge into cannons. Likewise, a fully walling of the natural. We are missing the Zealot. I will say that. There we go. Zealot is on the way. The Zealot was delayed in favor of the wall. Bear that in mind. And is this a full wall? I'm pretty sure there's a gap here. Mute. You have to pull the boys down here to protect this. Is it open? Okay. Whew, okay, I thought there was a little gap here. Cybercore is going to be tightened down. Very nice drone drilling here from EON. At the same time, cannons and shield batteries in the main. And he will break through. And we have to keep going. Oh, falls back. Otherwise, we could have gone into the main. We could have tried to focus on some of the shield batteries and cannons, but okay. We're going to pull back with the drones. We will clean up the low ground, and EON, he's going to macro from here. Okay. Interesting. Like, he is down in economy because he has 0 income. He has 1 drone mining. But okay. I still favor Mute. Just because he's been on one. Oh no, that's around! Oh my god. Almost. Casito, baby, casito. Doesn't quite get this around. But with that Mute, he even cancelled. I don't know if you noticed, he cancelled a cannon, he cancelled a shield battery. So good reaction by Mute. He does cancel his buildings, only allowing one cannon to finish. Ooh, but that, yeah, the structure was exposed. Lings are rotating over. Yeah, they're within range on the side. Oh no, there's around. Yeah, he surrounds the Zealots. Cybercore is going to be sniped. The boys have to be pulled. Miscontrol here by Mute. Does miscontrol. The Cybercore is going to fall. Outside of pulling the boys, he cannot save this. And Bakadomi needs to just drone up as hard as possible. He has to drone, he has to expand. Ah, there's a probe in position. Gases are exposed. Yeah, he can get the gas. Go for it. You can get the gas. You can get the gas geyser instead. Ah, he's going for the natural. I mean, good call. I mean, ideally you want both. Ideally you want both, Papi. You can get both. It's okay. He's taking a little bit too long, and now the Oracle's in production. The gateway's also, so yeah, like there's buildings like the gateway and the gas geyser that you can go for. We're gonna be opportunistic. EON taking the unnatural natural. Does cancel the gateway. Now he rotates to the gas, but now the Oracle's out. Yeah, the Oracle has arrived. And now Mute will defend. And it will take down every single Zergling. So again, outside of that gas geyser, I mean, so far, solid damage here from EON. So far, so good. He canceled the natural, he killed the Cybercore, he canceled a gateway, canceled 2 gateways actually, and killed the Zealot. But is that enough? As EON is still down in economy, right? Like, he's still trying to recover. The Oracle still does pose a threat. Gets a drone. Gets one worker. Behind the second Oracle. Oh god, these Oracles. We're even getting into a third. Third Oracle's on the way. Highland did finish. Rushing into a lair, interesting. Now with a lair like this, we could turn this into a Link Queen all-in. Sorry, I should say Link Queen Nidus all-in. Oh, as the Queen is gonna go down. Oof. Yeah, one Queen falls. Are breaking out. There is a spore, but oh god. Catching out a couple trades, 3 drones. Getting 4 drone kills, 5 drones even for an Oracle. I would say this is an okay trade, considering like just how low eco this game state is. To lose an Oracle for 5 drones, not too bad. Considering he also killed 2 more in the main, so 7 in total. Link's moving out, and yeah, as we assumed, Link Queen Nidus all in. As we mentioned earlier, this is definitely something that can work here. Overlords are in position. But these Oracles are going to be a problem. There's 3 Oracles. Like, that's a lot of DPS. I do like this. We're wasting energy. True. Like, EON, he's baiting out energy. Once again, baiting out more. There it is. Oracles are out of energy. They're out of energy here. More Lings are amassing. What else do we have to defend? No. Okay, Warp Gate's about to finish. We're getting to Warp Gate. We're getting into a 3-gate setup. There we go. Nice into main. But, there was the energy overcharge. Oof. Yeah, energy overcharge will allow this to be shut down. We got a 4th Oracle. I mean, Mass Oracle is ideal here. Yeah, it gets up to 4 Oracles. Nidus is denied. And now Mute knows what's happening. Now he's aware. And now there's less of a chance for this to work. Void Ray is on the way. It's all or nothing here for EON. The Oracles, they now have a decent amount of energy. Here come the Queens. It's going to be 4 Queens. They're going to be able to hold their own. Nidus into the main. And Mute, does he notice the Nidus? Right now he's distracted. Yeah, Mute is distracted. Nidus will complete. Now we have to rotate over. We have to rotate. We got to rotate. Nidus finishes. Where's the rotation? Queen's coming in. Is it too late? Oh, transfuse. Oh my god, clutch transfuse. Nice juggling with the queens. Very nice control. And can we save any other queens? Oh, it's close. It's very, very close here. There we go. It does, I think, save the queen towards the end. Ah, not quite. Not quite. But there we go. Lings are flooding in. And we gotta rotate. We gotta rotate all the Lings over because right now we're losing so much of those zealots. There we go. There's that rotation. This is working. But that's still a lot of zealots. Yeah, there's still a lot of charges. Oh, they're stuck. Make some room. Lings are trapped behind the queens. Oof. And here come the chargelets. Here come the chargelets. They bust on in. Queens are exposed. And Mute defends. Mute, he holds. He defends. Just too many chargelets to deal with. And with that, Mute, he will hold. There was potential. There was potential. Like, shout out to EON. He killed all the oracles. He killed all the void rays. He got into the main base. But unfortunately, he wasn't quite able to overwhelm this many zealots. Like, there's just too many. Too many zealots here. Like zealots, they just completely shut down Zerglings and Queens. But there's no gas or there's no tech for Banelings or Roaches. So there's just no answer. There's no answer to the chargelots. Outside of just sheer numbers, of course. But you're not going to overwhelm this army. Like, that's a lot of chargelots. Again, EON, he was on a timer. He was on a timer and he wasn't quite able to do enough in time. He wasn't able to break Mute before this game state. And with that, the queens are going to be overwhelmed. Zealots a breakthrough. GG gets called, and Mute, he will take the series 3-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Congratulations here to Mute as he will claim the series 3-0. Again, a solid defensive play featured here from Mute. Meanwhile, shout out to EON for the quirky builds. I loved the build choice here. GG, well played. Again, like game 1, if you remember, game 1 we had EON going for a 3-way soul in with a drop into the main to go for 3-way soul in on Ultra Love. Game 2 was the stacked drones into proxy hatchery into the main base, and here in game 3 the 12 pool drone pool as well. So GG, well played. Again, some very interesting, very quirky builds here, and again, like I definitely saw a lot of potential in a lot of them as well. Again, the game states were often very shaky, very unstable, very chaotic. GG, well played. In the end, Mute, he will take it. He'll advance on to the grand finals, and with that, they were. With that, we are now getting ready for our next series, for our next semifinals. For our next semifinals here, up next is going to be Sagan. I mean, hold on. We'll catch up. We'll catch up on the bracket. Let's go. So our first semis has concluded 3-0 in favor of Mute, but now up next we do have our next series. It is going to be Sagan versus Ducklings in a Terran versus Protoss. Let's go. Let's go. It is going to be another best of 5 TVP, again, purely TVPs in the lower half of the bracket. We had Sagan taking down Luciano, we had Ducklings taking down Password, but they were very close matches, very close games. And I can see this going either way. Like, my heart, you know, wants Ducklings to do well, but I also got to respect Sagan for what he has to offer as well. So we're expecting a back and forth. I do not expect a 3-0. In this series, no shot. No 3-0. We're hoping for a game 4, maybe even a game 5. The first cast was sick. It was sick. It was sick. Hope we see more like this at Cheeseadelphia. True, true. Hope so as well. I mean, Starkiller is gonna be there. Like, have faith that Starkiller he'll bring the clown to Cheeseadelphia, the cheese to Cheeseadelphia. Starkiller, he'll bring it. He'll bring it for sure. It's been a year since I've seen this. Yes, yes. The chase. But we are going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here, and Vitos are underway. When Vitos are done, we will have Sagan and Draconics up next. See you soon. See you soon after the break.